Hello, I am Internet Man with Internet's Ideas. I have thoughts on the thing that you've clicked on the video for. Let's talk about it, shall we? With the knowledge that the MCU is going to have the X-Men at some point, the X-Men are going to come to the MCU at some point eventually. We don't know when, we don't know how, we don't know anything about it. We just know that's going to happen eventually, and we don't, whatever. Oh, jeez. But the big question surrounding it all is how in the hell are they going to do it? Like, how's it going to be done well? On account of a big part of the X-Men is the allegory for just all oppression. I was gonna say racism, but it's more than just racism at this point. It works for homophobia, transphobia, everything, any sort of bigotry, really. And the reason that they can, and the way that they do this allegory is on account of all the X-Men are mutants, and people don't like mutants. Everyone around them is saying, "You're a freak and you're a monster, and I don't like you because you have metal skin or whatever." So how does this allegory work in a world that's full of super people that are beloved? Right? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that I've noticed. If you really look at it, you really pay attention, you really look at the MCU, no one just has actual organic superpowers. No one actually has organic superpowers. And what do I mean by organic superpowers? I mean superpowers that don't come from some sort of external source, right? Powers that actually just come from just your body is able to do this thing. There's no special suit or like accessory or thing. You're not channeling energy. You're not doing these special motions and saying these special words to harness energy from this other source or whatever. It comes from you. Right? That's the idea. That's when I say organic superpowers, that's what I mean. Right? So, you notice how almost no one in the MCU actually has that? Pretty much everyone from the MCU who is either just very well trained, everyone in the MCU is only able to be a superhero because of special training, skill, or some sort of suit or something. Right? Iron Man, Ant-Man, they both wear just these techie suits that let them do what they do. It goes for War Machine, Falcon. The Winter Soldier just has a metal arm. That's kind of it. Hawkeye and Black Widow, they're skilled, they're trained, they still are using tech. Captain America isn't like using tech or anything, but he's technically not actually superpowered. They say that he's at peak human physiology or whatever. His body has undergone enhancements, but it hasn't made him superhuman. It's made him peak human. Is the idea. So that doesn't count. Super Soldier Serum didn't do anything but make him a freaking beefcake. No one's gonna look at him and think he's a freak of nature, he's a monster or something. No one's gonna do that. They do that with the Hulk, which still works in this scenario because yes, this is one of the few characters who actually does have organic superpowers, but people still look at him as a freak and a monster. He is a monster, but like you get the idea. Same goes for Scarlet Witch. She has organic powers. Everyone looks at her as a freak and a monster. To be fair, she has recently brainwashed an entire town and made them like meat puppets in her sitcom fantasy. So like that's weird. That's Vision is entirely tech. He's I was gonna say cyborg. That's not it. Synthezoid. That's it. But Dill, I hear you saying. What about characters like Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel is never on Earth. She hasn't been on Earth in decades, and she only came back during Endgame, and like it was in the middle of a fight that I don't think anyone really saw. So maybe they do. Because Ms. Marvel is happening soon, and a key character point with her is that she's a Captain Marvel superfan. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how they're gonna explain that. But even still, no one really knows about her, and even if they did, they probably think that she's some sort of goddess or some sort of cosmic entity or something. I hit my hand on a thing. Oh, but what about Spider-Man? No one knows that Spider-Man actually has powers. Literally every time someone talks to Spidey about his power, the two-time. Like when Iron Man showed up, up to talk to him, they thought that he asked.
Climbing walls? How you doing that? Adhesive gloves?
They don't know that he just has powers. They don't know that he's superpowered. They just think that he's using some sort of tech. Ned, a civilian, thought the same thing.
How does it work? Is it magnets? How do you shoot the strings?
So that means that most civilians don't know that he actually can just stick to walls. They don't know that that's just a part of his body. They don't know that that's organic. They think that it's some sort of tech. But what about Black Panther? No one freaking knows Black Panther exists. No one knows about it. Freaking no one knows about Black Panther. Except maybe they do now, but even still, they probably just think he's just really athletic. They just think he's just trained up. He just trained up a bunch, and then he's wearing a bulletproof suit. He's literally the king of a nation whose main export is literally in an indestructible material. They probably just think that, he's just made a suit out of it, and now he's walking around being bulletproof because of the suit, which is in fact the case. And I highly doubt anyone knows about the heart-shaped herb. No one knows about that. But even if they did, that's still an external thing. That's still some sort of external thing causing this person to have enhancements or whatever. We still have yet to see a character in the MCU who is actually just born with some sort of power that everyone knows about. Again, except for Scarlet Witch, maybe, and probably, and even still, they still see her. Everyone still sees Scarlet Witch as a threat. Everyone is still scared of her, just like they would be scared of any other mutant. So you see how the X-Men can kind of just slide in and it'd be fine. The allegory is still there. If a man's walking around with freaking bone claws coming out of his hand, or maybe the adamantium has already happened, probably has. His freaking knives are coming out of this dude's hand, and he's able to super heal from anything. People are gonna see him as a freak. Literally every single other character, basically every single other character that we've seen in the MCU, has been able to just be written off as, he's just wearing some sort of suit. He's wearing some sort of special suit. Or he's wearing some sort of other special tech. He's using some sort of special tech or suit or something. That's been the case for basically everyone in the MCU up to this point, except for a few key individuals. Hulk and Scarlet Witch, who people have been actively afraid of up until recently, where the Hulk just rebranded, I guess, essentially. And then there's Thor and Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel probably just thinks, she's some sort of alien or something. She's some sort of cosmic entity or goddess or something. And there's Thor, who actually is a Norse god. So, no one's going to question it, right? In terms of actual Earth... I forgot Doctor Strange. He's a magic man. He's a wizard. Everyone writes him off as he's a wizard. Everyone knows that he's a wizard. No one's going to question that. No one's going to look at him and being... He's like, he's a freak of nature. No, he's just a dude who knows magic. He's just a dude who knows magic. He's a regular, ordinary, average human being, except he just knows how to do magic. And everyone knows that. So no one's going to look at him and be like, he's a freak. He's a monster. No. That's not going to happen with Doctor Strange. That's not going to happen with any of them. So how are they going to introduce the X-Men? I still have no idea. But I don't think they're gonna have to go back and completely rewrite history in the MCU just to make the allegory work. Because the allegory does work on account of people all of a sudden popping up with actual organic superpowers would still be weird. It'd still be different. It'd still be scary. We haven't heard anything in the MCU even close to the kid woke up one day and he was just blue and teleporting all over the place. That hasn't happened. We haven't seen a girl who's literally sucking the life force out of people that she touches. There's some theories out there that maybe the mutants actually have already existed, but just haven't been mentioned for whatever reason. Maybe there's just been a piddly amount of them recently, and then something happened, and then all of a sudden they're just popping out of the woodwork now. Maybe they can do that. Maybe Ms. Marvel is a mutant now instead of an Inhuman. I'd be fine with that. Just give her actual powers. Don't make it a hologram. Please don't make it a hologram. I beg, don't make it a hologram. I want Ms. Marvel to have her organic powers. I don't want tech-based powers for Ms. Marvel. I don't want that. Ms. Marvel is one of my two favorites. Her and Spider-Man. Just do her justice, please. I'm sure that you will, but I don't want the tech-based powers. it can get retconned eventually. I don't know. So yeah, there's all that. This wasn't cohesive in any way. It was just kind of I kind of just blurted and vomited it all out. But you know, there you go. I guess. How do I end this? Oh wait, speaking of the X-Men, I just recently watched the X-Men trilogy here on this channel. You can go watch that if you want. There's a card over here, right? Yes, it's gonna be over here, up in the corner. Okay, bye. I guess I never know how to end videos. We're at the end. This is the end of the video. Goodbye. Leave. Go watch me react to the X-Men movies. It's a good time. Okay, bye. Can I be your